Hey, man, welcome back to the show. So, this is the last season of Superman and Lois, season 4. They're ending the show because James Gunn is rebooting the character on the silver screen next year. And whatever that ends up being, this is going to be the final season for this particular series. And still not kind of still not happy about it because I don't know why we can't have more than one version of the character going on at the same time. Because I guess I just never understand that aspect. Because I'll tell you why. Because not everybody wants to see whatever nonsense James Gunn's gonna be pumping out. Because his Superman movie already feels way too crowded. But I digress. So last season ended with Superman fighting this show's version of Doomsday, who was previously Bizarro or something. I don't know. Anyway, the design looked terrible. CGI looked like shit, but the fight was actually pretty decent. This might be one of the few times where I've actually seen like a straight up brawl besides the animated versions of the Superman Doomsday fight. And like, here's one of my main issue. The Death of Superman storyline has been done way too much, in my opinion. So to me, it's like, of course they're going to do it here as like a way to wrap up the series overall. And it's been done in animation, they did it in the movies on the big screen. It's overdone, in my opinion. It just the fight was pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever seen Superman fight Doomsday in space, but they actually do it in this episode. They do flashbacks to the moment when Clark first tells Lois a secret, which is kind of cool. You know, when I do flashbacks, the character is actually gone. So I figured once they start showing those, going back in time, like, yeah, he's definitely gone. We might get Eradicator Superman or Cyborg Superman, because over the course of these 2 episodes, we see the impact that Clark has left on his family. Jordan, in particular, takes it the hardest, naturally, and of course, tries to he tries to prove himself, thinking that he can be like his old man. And the thing is, for me, it's like, well, Superman could have eliminated Luthor in a nanosecond, and he does not, never did anything. He always just stare him down. I'm going to stop you, Luthor. And then Luthor's tried to kill him a bazillion times, and Clark did nothing all that time. So, like, Jordan doesn't seem to have the same restraint that Clark had with Luthor. And of course, he has him dead to rights, and he just flies away. Man, just throw my hands up, bam, like, dude. Like, Clark could have stopped this doomsday thing before Luthor even called it. He could have, like, knocked Luthor across the arm, swatted away the ELT in a nanosecond, stopped us before it even started. So that's like the only annoying thing about Superman versus Lex Luthor. Because, I mean, it's just as stupid as Batman versus the Joker. Like, how many times are you going to let this bald shithead get the drop on when you can eliminate him in a nanosecond? Especially when he's on his property. It's one thing to have a stare down or a confrontation at LexCorp or Luthor Corp, whatever it is in this universe. And Clark is like tempted to take him down, but because of the cameras and whatever, he just leaves. So when he goes to your property, starts talking smack to your wife and your family, dude, take the kid clothes off, take him out. I'm like, It's the only annoying thing. Like they just keep doing this stupid Clark Luthor dynamic over and over again. It doesn't go anywhere. It's like sooner or later, like the glove gotta come off. It's like, dude, stop playing around. That's why Superman's freaking gone. Because Clark was gonna be a freaking Boy Scout, no matter what. You can't kill Luthor. He didn't just totally threaten me family. I can't take him out. Yeah, you can. Well, like most of these two episodes were mostly about the fallout of Superman being gone. And it's actually pretty touching because I spent the last three seasons with these characters, and that's one of the reasons why I like this version of Superman is because there aren't that many other variations that have gone to the depth this show has gone with the character. Because I'm more of a Batman guy, so Superman has never really been like my favorite as a kid. At least not until Smallville. Smallville really humanized the character for me, and this show has shown different sides of the character that we haven't really seen previously, especially the whole family thing. Like Spider-Man and Superman are like the main two that should be able to do that and still be able to be who they are. Batman's the only one I would say that doesn't really make sense. At least not for me. And then of course you got Damian Wayne, which is he's the shittiest Robin and just dumb character overall. But a lot of it comes back. They do in the second episode. They do like a retread of the ending. Is Doomsday actually punched out his freaking heart, and I'm like, oh my god. Because in the comics, Doomsday doesn't survive that fight. They take each other out. Like Superman, because Superman doesn't really die in the comics. He's just like prolonged knocked out because he regenerates. He's a freaking Kryptonian. But in this, they literally killed him. Like he's actually gone. I don't know. They keep trying to play Lex Luthor like Jordan wouldn't be able to fire him to a crisp if he wanted to. Keep trying to play him like he's this major threat. And even Lois is like, stay away from him, Jordan. I'm like, the kid could fry him into a crisp if he wanted to. It was like, I mean, Clark could have taken Luthor out years ago. It just, it's one of those things where they just keep dragging out the conflict, and it gets annoying after a while. And I've seen this storyline played out many times, and while the emotional parts worked for me with this, I'm tired of seeing the Superman storyline. It's overdone. It's done well for the most part of this. I don't know why the Doomsday thing is still around because what else is going to take it down now? You're just kind of floating around out there. Because Smallville did the same thing. Clark didn't defeat Doomsday; he just buried him underground or something. So I guess Doomsday is still around in that universe too. They never went back to that storyline. So I'm like, I guess Luther's gonna just throw the Doomsday thing in the storage or something. I don't know. Jordan ain't fighting that thing, walking away. But like now, Luthor knows who Jordan is, knows Clark was his father. I figured he figured it out. The goggles he wears just don't really hide him that well. You can see his eyes. I'm like, he's gonna figure it out. Of course, Jonathan's dumbass told Sarah, who led to her mother, about what they were trying to do. I'm like, John, what are you doing, dude? It's part of the drama. I'm like, dude. But for me, I don't know if I'm ready for this show to end per se. Because I really like this show. And it's the same thing I had problem I had with Titans and being canceled for this stupid reboot thing again. 'Cause I don't care about James Gunn's universe. I want to see more Titan series. I finally got Tim Drake in live action, and the show gets canceled. For in favor of what? The new Justice League movie co-starring Superman? Well, yeah, hard pass. I mean, like on a side note, kind of hoping that maybe John would get some abilities or something this season. But I mean, they're calling Jordan Superboy in this universe, so clearly Jonathan's just going to stay a regular dude, which is unfortunate. I think the majority of us wanted John to get the powers. I figured it would be Jordan because of the hair and the colors he was wearing in the first season. Just fine, I guess. But yeah, like I said, we could probably get Eradicator Superman because he's about a heart. He's not coming back. So, and of course, Jordan trying to go after it at Luthor's one of Luthor's warehouses. Because he knew that Superboy had powers, he figured it out that he was related to Superman. So we had a whole crew of dudes with like kryptonite lasers waiting for Jordan as soon as he got out of the storage container looking for Superman's heart. And they blasted him back into the container. He took them all down. But then Luthor shows up with this ringing device thing that neutralizes them. I was like, I could kill you right now, but I'm not going to. And then he steps on the heart and destroys it. So either we're going to get like a clone Superman or something. I don't think he's coming back now. That's pretty definitive to me. He's been known to recover, regenerate, but without organs, he's gone. Which I didn't think they would actually do. I figured since the last season, they just kind of tie everything up. And I honestly don't know if I want to see it anymore. Just like that other Superman cartoon, just got no interest in the sidekicks trying to take Luthor down when Jordan could take him out in a nanosecond. Clark could have done it years ago and did nothing. I was like, well, for me, it's just pretty much done with the show. I just got no interest after this. James Gunn's canceling the show. One of the best Superman series since the Chris Reeve era. There have been other good versions in live action, Smallville, Lois and Clark. But for me, this is the last straw for me. I'm kind of done with the show at this point. 2 episode premiere was pretty decent, but pretty much closed the door for my interest in the series. They're cutting the season short, so it's only 10 episodes, but I'm done. Superman's gone. I got no interest in seeing Jordan try to do what his father was doing for years, try and quote unquote take down Lex Luthor where he can do it in a nanosecond and be done with it. And Lois telling him not to do anything. Man, please. If Jordan's half as powerful as Clark, he can end this within seconds, and all your problems will be solved. Well, who's going to come after my family? I'm like, well, you got a freaking human weapon in your family, literally. I tell you not to do anything. Because Lex Luthor is dangerous. He's a bold, crazy guy. And he's dangerous. I'm like, maybe to an average person. I mean, he probably wouldn't have been as dangerous if Jordan hadn't exposed himself, but that was kind of dumb on his part. No John Henry Irons in this episode. I'm sure he'll show up eventually. But again, I'm done with the show. I'm done. Superman's gone. I don't care. I'm done. And I got no interest in whatever James Gunn's going to pump out in the next decade.